Hey, peep it out, guys. It's Sunday, and it's time to go full nerd. While surfing through Facebook, I go through a lot of superhero-related groups, information sources, and I watch and read a lot of people's comments. Eventually, I'll get you guys to comment here on Going Full Nerd. But what I did check out was a comment that really kind of got my pet peeve. And it was about the upcoming Black Panther movie, which is due out, I believe it's 2017 or 2018. And the question is, who is this guy? And why does Marvel need to make a movie about him? Created in 1961, making his first appearance in Fantastic Four number 52, as a Stan Lee, Jack Kirby creation, the Black Panther basically is the monarch of a technologically advanced society hidden within Africa. Now, the importance of the Black Panther is not only that he's an African, dark-complected, or shall I say black, superhero. The strength of this particular character is he's one of the first black superheroes to be published in comic books, aside from supporting characters which made their appearances, before. And his importance to the Avengers and why his movie is of importance kind of lends a little bit of credibility to how they've rearranged the Marvel Cinematic Universe to incorporate the basis of the stories they did in the comic universe. So let's take a look. Avengers Age of Ultron is getting ready to come out. And like pretty much a lot of other people, I can't wait to see it. There are differences which, people have made a fuss about, like who created Ultron, why we don't have the comic book creator of Ultron, Henry Pym, inside the story. But that's a whole different episode, and we'll get to that another time. But what I can tell you from what I've seen inside the different trailers and all the information that's been released so far by Marvel and Disney is this. Number one, if you take a good close look at the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer, aside from the excitement of Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor and the Hulk throwing down, and the appearance of the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, is that there is a scene where Captain America's shield is broken and shattered in a number of pieces. Well, the shield itself is made out of vibranium, which is a fictional metal that Marvel created, but this is the key about vibranium. Vibranium is only found in Wakanda. And who is from Wakanda? The Black Panther. Therefore, at some point, the Avengers are going to have to make their way to Wakanda to get Captain America's shield fixed. Whether it is in Age of Ultron, or if it finds its way into the upcoming Captain America Civil War movie, then we know that Chadwick Boseman, the man selected to play the Black Panther, will make an appearance in either Age of Ultron and definitely make an appearance in Civil War. That's the first reason he is important to the movie storyline as it's been created. The second reason is there's also a scene in the trailer where you see Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is famous because he played Gollum in the Lord of the Rings series, and he also played Caesar in the Planet of the Apes series. With that, with the motion capture and all that good stuff, he's taking a more traditional role with the makeup and everything, and he's playing a character known as Ulysses Klaue. Ulysses Klaue is a scientist, evil type, who has an infatuation with sound and vibranium. He's actually going to be transformed. We don't know if it's in the movie, but in the comic book, he's been transformed into a supervillain called Klaue, the Master of Sound. But that's a whole nother story and a whole nother discussion. So, Now, we have two reasons and two major plot points to draw Black Panther into Age of Ultron. Now, what you also have to look at is this. In Captain America Civil War, we've been warned and they've been promoting it. There's going to be a fallout between Captain America and Iron Man. Okay? So, with those fallouts with Captain America and Iron Man, there's a role in the comic book of another person that basically is scientifically smart enough and can assist Captain America outside of Iron Man. Well, in the comic book, you had Reed Richards and Tony Stark on one side. The Hulk was notably absent from the Civil War, which he'll probably be in this one, but we don't know that. I don't have that inside track yet, but we'll find out. But the Black Panther served a real powerful role because he was Captain America's scientific liaison in the Civil War as an outlaw. Because in the comic book version, Tony Stark was the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. He had the backing of the United States, all this thing, superhero registration, whole 9 yards with that. So that pivotal role of Captain America and him having a scientific resource to go to counteract Tony Stark, that's where Chadwick Boseman and the Black Panther plays in out at. His powers, pretty much, the Black Panther is basically an Olympic level athlete, pretty much like you would enhanced in the comic books by mystical forces. Not to superhuman levels, but he's pretty much along the exact same lines as Captain America. So, it should make for some pretty interesting, possibly fight scenes, having some interaction between him and Cap at first, maybe a discrepancy, following the old superhero tradition of, we fight, then we're friends, that type of thing. But hopefully they'll be able to play on some of the comic book history and find some kind of way where Black Panther or his, knows of Captain America from, like in the comic book, Captain America had dealings with the original Black Panther, meaning Black Panther's father, because it is a hereditary role, or no, not so hereditary, but it's a role passed down from king to king in the fictional nation of Wakanda. But all in all, I really didn't get to the reason why he's so important. Well, this is the reason. We need to depict different heroes on screen of different ethnicities. That's the truth. Whether, Hollywood's making, thinly veiled attempts by replacing the ethnicity of certain mainstream characters. Johnny Storm is black. They've done it in the comic books with Ryan Choi, who was the established character to Adam. He took over for a while. Or the various ethnicities of Green Lantern. You have John Stewart, the African American Green Lantern. You have Hal Jordan. Obviously the American Caucasian. You also have Kyle Rayner, who people don't realize is actually Hispanic. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and bring some of these more ethnically diverse characters to the forefront. I mean, I would love to see, and this is a little throw out to Warner Brothers, I would love to see a Static Shock movie, more so than I would like to see a Green Lantern film with Jon Stewart. Why? I mean, Jon Stewart is a good choice of African-American hero in his own right, but the thing is let's get Static, who was created for that purpose, and is an original idea. Green Lantern, we've seen the Green Lantern movie. it needs to be. It was okay in my taste. It wasn't nothing to write home about. Really, I'm kind of upset I paid for it in the theater. But the thing about it is, we've gone down that road. Let's with Warner Brothers, go ahead and take that thing down the road and go into deep into your library of characters, because you have some great different ethnicity characters that could be brought up. Take a look at anything from the Icon line. You have Icon, you have Static Shock, you have Hardware, and all those heroes. Bring back the second Aqualad, Kaldor. He was very popular, even though he's a replacement character. So you can take these characters and develop them and bring them up. And the same thing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I hope Black Panther is not the end-all, be-all. Yes, we've seen movies with Blade, and we've also seen Storm on the big screen. But, Black Panther is a step in the right direction. There's so many other characters. And there's some recent ones they've created. You have the Blue Marvel that they've created. Luke Cage is coming to Netflix, which is a great thing. They've introduced Deathlock on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So they're taking the appropriate steps to show their, different characters that they can bring forth that are of different ethnicities other than the typical Caucasian hero. Nothing wrong with that. And I also look at the fact that you don't need to change the ethnicity of the existing hero, meaning Johnny Storm, didn't need to become the adopted brother of Sue Storm. You could, go ahead and just reach into that library. There's tons of characters that you've created over the years that don't get the appropriate, recognition. So that's my little take on it. A couple of other things. Let's take a good look at this week coming up on Tuesday, The Flash, which is why I'm wearing my Flash t-shirt here, returns to the CW, and I can't wait to see that. This is by far, as much as I like Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I did like Constantine, The Flash, hands down right now, is my favorite comic book superhero property on television right now. And between the introductions and the different, or shall I say, the reimaginings of the established characters that they're doing on The Flash and on Arrow, you can't beat that hands down. Also premiering right after The Flash this week is iZombie. iZombie is the pretty decent storyline from the trailers I've seen, and I've got a little interest, so I will be checking that out. It comes on at the same time as Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so we're going to get a little DVR action going one way or the other. I'm not going to say which one I'm a DVR, but I'm going to say I'm going to check both of these shows out, and possibly next week let you know which ones are worth taking a look at. So once again, hey, Sunday night, time for me to take a break, relax, get ready for the week. But this was your boy Onyx on Going Full Nerd.